Okay, so here's my version of It's Probably Me by Sting and Eric Clapton, so I'm going to demo it and then I'll break down the chords at the end if you're interested. Here we go, so let's go. If the night turns cold, the stars look down, and you dug yourself on the cold, cold ground. Wake the morning, the strangers come, knowing what you see. You'd ask yourself, what for me, my old friend? Who could it be? It's hard to say it, I hate to say it, but it's probably me. Now your belly's empty and the hunger's so real. You're too poor to beg, too dumb to steal, but you'd search the city for your only friend. Knowing what you see. You'd ask yourself, what for me? Solitary voice, speak out and set me free. Hard to say it, I hate to say it, but it's probably me. Here's the middle one. Not the easiest person that I've ever got to know. It's hard sometimes to let our feelings show. Some may say I should just let you go your way. You don't make me cry. But if there's one guy, just one guy, who's gonna lay down his life for you and I? It's hard to say it, I hate to say it, but it's probably me. Okay, so that's the gist of it. What I do first of all, the intro, I'm borrowing on the chords from the actual theme of Lethal Weapon, which is this motif here, and what you do is string 2 on 7, string 3 on 8, string 4 on 9, string 5 on 10 forms that chord. You strum all 6 strings and then you just bring your first finger off like that. Okay, that's my sort of an intro to it, and the first bit of it is actually a C. I mean, you can play it as a normal C, which is like a melodic sound, but on the original recording it's like a staccato C. So I've gone for this power chord shape here, which is string 5 on 3, strings 3 and 4 on 5, and what I'm doing is I'm pushing my finger out to mute string 6 so I can strum it and then move it up 2 frets, and then it's the start of the verse. If the night turns cold, etc. What I'm doing, it's based around an E minor shape here, which I'm playing with fingers 1 and 2 on strings 4 and 5 on fret 2. But what I'm doing is I'm also going down onto string 2 here, fret 3 with my little finger, and what I'm trying to do is get some kind of a bow diddly beat going, with partly dampening with the right finger, but I'm also hammering down with on and off with these 2 fingers on the bass strings. So I'm alternating from bass down to treble. for that motif. So it's Wake the Morning, that chord here which I'm doing string 2 on 1 and string 4 on 2. And for extra effect, to make the chord work a little bit more, rather than just strumming that, I'm going down to string 1 on fret 3. And lifting that off to get that sort of melodic effect to keep the song going. Wake the morning in a stranger's coat, no one would you see. That's a D. Or if you don't know, it's string 1 on 2, string 2 on 3 and string 3 on 2. The little hammer on and off on the little finger on string 1 fret 3. And then back to the E minor shape. You'd ask yourself, back onto this chord here, who'd watch for me. What I'm doing now is moving down to this chord here, which is formed on string 6 fret 7, string 4 fret 7 and strings 2 and 3 on fret 8 for that chord. And string 5, by the way, is dampened with the padding in the next finger. For me, my only friend, back to E minor then, who could it be? This chord shape here is part of an A, and it's string 2 on 2, string 4 on 2. And you can also augment it with an extra effect here, string 2 fret 3. Hard to say it, hate to say it, it's probably. Back there, these two chords here, I've already shown you one of them, but the other one is string 6 on fret 8, strings 3 and 4 on fret 9 and string 2 on fret 8, so you're making that shape. And again string 5 is dampened. Hate to say it, which I showed you that just a moment ago, that chord here starting on fret 7. That's probably me. If you wish, you can add this little riff at the end of the chord there as it goes along through the song. It's just a riff up between strings 5 and 6. Like that. Alright, so that's the way that the verse goes. That's the first verse. The way I do the second verse after that is I go up to what does it say? Now your belly's empty too, proud beg to the steel tap, that one, right. So instead of doing the verse as I did it before, I'm doing this now with the chord I showed you on the intro. Belly's empty, too proud to beg, too dumb to steal. It's such a silly for your only friend. No one would you see. What I've done there is I'm going to search the city as that chord you're familiar with, sort of an A minor part chord. And all I'm doing then is, instead of using the D I did in the first verse, I'm sliding up on that chord, just sliding it up 2 frets. I think it's used in a lot of pop songs, that sort of effect. No, you see. And then the second verse continues as the first verse did. Now then, there's a middle section which is, you're not the easiest person that I've ever got to know, and it's hard sometimes to let our feelings show. What I'm doing with that is the chord we're familiar with, this A minor chord, then to D, and again you can do this little hammering on for effect, and it's hard sometimes to have future. What I'm doing here is a little walking down sequence based on a G. That's the G, from D you're going to G. So what I normally do is I keep my finger on here from the D, then your two fingers here bring them over to string 5 on 2 and string 6 on fret 3, and you can slot your little finger in here if it's doing nothing, string 1 fret 3. Hard sometimes to have future. So the walking down sequence is lift your finger off string 6 and your finger on string 5, put it over up onto string 6, and then finally E minor. And then some would say I should just let you go, baby, make you cry. But if there's one guy, just one guy, who's gonna lay down his life and down, how to say it, alright, so I think that's just about it. That covers it. You've got the gist of it. Great stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.